Welcome to South Aussie Shooting Channel. On this video I'll be reviewing this Hornady LocknLoad auto charge. This is the unit. Here's the auto powder dispenser here. When you get it, it will come in a box, and this all detaches, you can see here, to clean it and get easy access. Just placing that in there. There's a little cap up the top to put the powder in. I've just turned the powder scale on by the on button here, allowing it 5 to 15 minutes to warm up. It runs on 240 volt power. It comes with different attachments, as you can see here. That's the European one, or Chinese plug. I'm not sure which one they are, but it just plugs onto the other adapter, and the other adapter has the hole like the normal one, the two prong with the little holes in the middle. I'm not sure if that hooks straight into the power or not, but I've got an adapter here that accepts different plugs. This unit I got because I wanted to be more precise with my reloading rifle. I sold the other Hornady GS 1500 scales, and I put the money towards this one. It's still a Hornady. These come around $450 to $300 interstate, the gun emporium at the moment. And I got this second hand. It's about 2 years old from a guy, and I got it a bit cheaper than $300 with some other stuff included. So I'm just going to give you a bit of information about the Hornady scale and how to operate it. So you can turn it on, and it has green screen, so it has a plastic coating on it. Comes with the Hornady instructions here. Just explains about the safety warnings. Don't use black powder, and don't leave any powder inside the scale, or it will damage the plastic. It will start eating away the plastic if the powder is really strong. Just has a quick start information. It's basically telling you to turn the unit on and start calibrating it, pushing the 0 button with the tray on it, entering a powder, pushing the dispense button, and if it says it's over, then you push the enter button. If there's not enough powder in there, you can push a trickle button to get 1 or 2 extra grains in there. On the back of it also explains the functions of the buttons and what they do. You can pause the video at any time. You can have a look through it. The calibration, it's fairly simple. You push the I'll do the actions on the press, and the warranty is 1 year. There's no warranty with used stuff, so I'll just run you through the scale. Comes with these little weights here, 50 gram, a 10 gram. As you can see here, it has this shield here for weather, or if there's any wind. Makes the scale more accurate. Has the powder pan. It has this here, which is the scale. It all comes like this, easy to take on and off for storage. It has a powder dropper here, so when you turn the knob and down, it's emptying, and when you're leaving it up, so make sure it's up all the time. When finishing with your machine, empty the powder. So I'll go get some powder now. I'm using 2206H. Undoing the cap, making sure that it's completely flush. Tip the whole thing in. You can fill up as much as you like depending on how much you're loading. And placing the cap back on. And now you can zero out your machine by pushing the cow button. Once you get to the cow button, it will then go to the 00s. You'll have a grams here. You'll push the calibration button in again. It will then start 4 dashes, and that will say 10 gram weight. So getting the little weight out and placing it up here, somewhere in the middle, and then pushing the cow button again, 4 dashes, and then it will go to the 50 gram weight. And then you'll push the cow button again, and it will very briefly say pass, and then it will go to the weight of the scale. It does display 771.7, and then that should be done. It fluctuates between 6 and 7 just because there's a 1/10 of grain difference. This accuracy of this machine. So it's done after that. Placing everything back, you'll see that it's 00, and now you can zero out your pan by placing a pan onto the scale. The scale will read out what it is, and then to zero it out, push the 0 button, which will then bring it to 00. You can place this tray back over the top to stop any wind or anything affecting the powder. When you push the dispense button, you have a target button, which when you add what powder you're doing for rifle or pistol, it's a 3 decimal point system, so you have to push to make it 25. It has to be 250, or else it will go to 2.5. Has a trickle button that you can do manually by holding it in. If it's not enough powder, it does different speeds as well, which you can change by holding the cow button down, and also holding the mode button down also is how fast the powder machine goes. It stops when it gets to whatever you set it. It will stop at 1 grain before, and then your trickle speed, it will then start after it stops. It will go even slower. That's the fine tuning program. This machine also beeps. You can also turn the beep off holding the 0 button down. It will display off, but then you won't hear when your powder goes to 25. It won't beep, and at overcharge it won't beep. So you hold it back on there, pushing it back down, and it says on. Pushing down the dispense button, you can also change the program. It says P there. Hold it in again, it becomes normal mode. And to set your target weight, just pushing just for, we'll do 60 grains. So as you can see it's 6, you're putting a 0 at the end of that. Then pushing the enter button or the dispense button, you can it will enter as a target weight. But before this, if you want it in auto mode or manual mode, which also the auto mode, it starts automatically as every time it dispenses powder, you can empty the powder tray and put it back onto the scale, and once it zeroes out, it will dispense another charge automatically. Or in manual mode, you can dispense it whenever you wish, and you can change the units also by pushing the units. It goes to grains or grams, but we'll enter the target weight first as 60 and 60. It won't change it, as you can see it needs to be zeroed. So to zero everything, you hold the back button and cancel button, and it will make everything go back to normal. So we'll enter the target weight again, 60 grains, enter, and then I'll hit the dispense button and it should start to go. Trying to get that into, once it hits 60 it should beep and it will fluctuate. If it goes over, then the over charge will go. No, see it says 61 and then gone back to 60. It has a variant, so it's in auto mode, so you can take the cap off, we'll go place it back into the powder reservoir, and we'll very carefully try not bump the table, and as soon as it goes back down to 0.1 and it goes back to 0, you see the trickle speed here. It's on normal mode, so depending how slow or fast you want it to trickle, it will slow down just before the target weight, as you can see. It's on 59.9 seconds, so it's going very slow. And if you get an overcharge, it will beep. It all clumps up at the end here. As you can see, there's straw mods that you can do by putting a straw into it, and it will automatically fix the bunching up at the end. See there, 60 and 60. We'll see if it can get an overcharge just on the standard setting without changing the trickle speeds or how fast it goes when it stops. So we'll see here when it starts to stop. It should stop around 58 or 9. 50, yeah, around 59. It's almost straight on it. That is fast. So now what we'll do, if you want to change the target weight, don't put the pan back on, leave it off and push the back cancel button, hold it down and zero it, and now you can place the pan back onto the tray here without dispensing another one. You can also now change the mode button or the units button back to grains here, see, and you can change the speeds, normal, there's a little arrow, fast, slow. We'll try slow. I'll just try the set the trickle speed here by holding it down, say set. By using the speed and the units button, you can move it up or down. There's 0.6, 0.7, So once it gets to 0.6 grains, it will start to, it's the speed. So if we want to go down to 0.3, and then to set the 0.3, you will hold the back and cancel button. It will save it, and now that's the trickle speed. Then the mode button, holding the mode button down, goes up in 0.2 increments, and when you let go, then it will stay at that number you set it to. These are the fine tuning. We'll see what happens with that. So now I'll enter my target weight, 600, enter, dispense, and that will change the timing of the machine. It will stop about that 1.6 that I set it to, and it will start trickling at 0.3. It stopped at 57 instead of 58. And it's only if you, those settings, if you're getting overcharges, and depending on the density of powder, you can change how fast your trickle speed is to make it a little bit quicker when it's trickling, or you can make it super slow, so then you don't get all that bunch up at the end. And so far I haven't had any trouble with it. It's always putting the correct amount of powder in, just on the normal settings by itself. I only just got it, so I don't know how to use it properly, but I'll find out. See, 60, and it's on the auto mode, so it will automatically drop that same powder. It's probably a 300 Win Mag load. And then I'll just try another load at a lower so that straw mod would help with this. You can see at the end there, there'll probably be a lot of powder that falls down and may cause an overcharge. 59.7. It's 60 now. You can see the machine stopped and it beeped. You can also use the trickle button. The second, and we should have it go over. As you can see here, so if you want 60.5, let it go, and it still measured it, so it's 2 over. Now change it. Has a 0.2 variant the second. There's 61 there. So you can see you can get up to 60 like you said, and if you want it 60.5 or whatever and you just wanted to trickle the last little bit out, then it's easy enough to do. Zeroing it back out, and you can place the tray back on without it dispensing any powder. Changing the mode to manual. We'll try 15 or 16.7, and we'll see what that does by entering it, dispensing it. Just to test the accuracy. You can't get really those small amounts, 0.3s and 0.4s, with the normal Dylan press, which I've got. You can only get it to a certain amount, so this is more precise. Doesn't matter how long it takes, but that's what those settings were. If you want it to trickle faster, it will take less time, or you can leave it with the standard settings, just turning it on and off. So that's the 0.3 speed of trickle, and now it's going very, very slowly. 16.6. Only got one grain left. There it is. Oh. You may get an overcharge. You can still see there's a bit of thread left there. Still needs to go more. See here. You can stop it and you can trickle it yourself if you want to. It's still going very, very, very slow. Yep, there it is. It said 16.8 and then it went to 16.7. And it's on the slow setting, so that's why it was going so slow. So now you can place that back on there, it won't dispense anything. So we can zero everything back out, can shove it on fast. So speed is fast. Then we can put 26 or so for 2 to 3 loads, depending. Putting enter and dispense. It still has the same trickle speed as before. We have an overcharge. It says over. Now all we need to do is press the enter button, and then it will display what the powder actually is. It's 26 point, well, it says 0, but it says 20.3. So you would get rid of that, and that's what those other settings are for. So you can fix the overcharges up. And that's because the powder clumps up at the end there, and because it was a faster trickle speed, it was over again. And that will tell you to slow down. Because it's going too fast. So I have to get used to trying to find out what speeds are good for the powder. You can see here So that will tell you to enter it, clear it. We'll change to a normal speed, and we'll see if it does it again. 2060, enter, powder out, and dispense. Ooh, 2 over. Went over still. Enter. Point 1. It's good. So you can just time everything like I said previously, and when you're finished, just zero it out. You can place the tray back on there if you wish, but we won't. Place the lids back on and turning it off. It's just the off button. Now to empty the powder, we'll go here and bring your powder dispenser to the side of the bench. Open the cap, place it underneath the bottom and twist the cap sideways, trying not to lose all the powder. It's actually really fast, better than doing the powder in the Dillon press, because I have to tip it the whole press upside down to get the powder out. But yeah, just getting used to it, all the different numbers that I can plug into it and see what it likes to dispense. And tip it up backwards like this to get the powder out of the funnel, because it will drain all onto your scale. You don't want the powder getting into the scale at all. And then this is where you take this off and get a little paintbrush that comes with it. This paintbrush, and you just go inside of it and you just clean up the insides and all the little things, and then you are done. Remembering to close this lid into the upward position, and then you can clean the rest out. It's very fast. Inexpensive powder dispenser. If you want to get the RCBS, you'll be looking for $700 to $800 Australian. They're normally $600 or so US on eBay. And I was looking at the Lyman Gen 6 as well. They're $450. So this is just the cheapest one, around $300. I sort of thought I would try it out, and then if it was not to my liking, then I would get a Gen 6 and move up one. Depending on the used ones, you can probably buy RCBS for $500 to $600, which is your best bet and most accurate of all the powder dispensers. and I'll do another review with the RCBS and the Hornady, and seeing what the variants are between the two different weights that they're actually displaying. I don't have another scale to check if a number on the screen is correct with the number that's on the little scales that you get. So thanks for watching. Yeah, just getting used to it, so just playing around with some new toys, and hopefully my grouping will be really good with the rifle now, instead of getting a 0.3 variant between loads. They should be more consistent. Thanks for watching.